Wow. Okay. I don't know how to do this anymore. I don't know how to look at the camera anymore. If you're new here, this video can be a summary of the past, but also the potential future of this channel. I'm Annie. I work as a content creator for fashion brands / creative director for certain projects involving fashion and lifestyle. This video truly is for those who are still here after 2 failed comebacks, and you still came to comment how much you have missed me and how happy you were to see me. In these 3 years, so much has happened, and I want to introduce you to the plans that I have for this channel, but I couldn't start posting again as if nothing, because I wanted to acknowledge you guys first. Even though you're not hundreds of thousands, you are worthy of it, and I want to reconnect with you first. Very briefly, if you remember my I got engaged video, I actually got married. I'm so happy to have married my best friend, but I never would have thought that my wedding day would trigger so many changes and leaving so many people behind. That's all I'm gonna say about that, but I'm saying this because that also led me to finally putting myself first, start learning about setting boundaries and healing, a lot of self-reflecting and truly learning about myself. On why I left in the first place, it was around the big C10+9, because apparently you cannot say that word on YouTube. Yeah, it was around that time on the Black movement. I felt extremely guilty about taking attention away from everything that was happening. Ironically enough, I thought that my content was not as exciting because I don't live in a big city and or have many friends to go out with. That time was perfect because I had an excuse to not leave the house. Some people really built careers during that time, while I stopped posting 2 months after I got monetized on YouTube, which took me 2 years to get to. And yeah, I know a lot of people have told me how dumb I am because of that, but that was never the reason why I started posting on YouTube, so it was okay. That brings me to the subject of purpose. I started posting as a hobby. The workflow kept me going. Yeah, because I'm a media communications graduate and I love fashion. So it seemed like the perfect combination. But even though it was a hobby, I wanted to try and see what things could get me. And doing so, the natural course of things is to try and reach as many people as possible. And in the process, because you do things at demand, you forget a bit about yourself. Sometimes I felt a bit disconnected, especially in the beginning stages when no one knows you, no one really cares about you. I felt like I couldn't talk much, otherwise people would get bored and exit the video. This has also happened to me on TikTok when I went viral. I've gone viral a couple of times, not like millions and millions of views, but 1.5 million views. I'm aware that I'm bringing a service, and that's the point of the video. But it felt a bit sad seeing all the code ref comments. Same with the hauls that I used to post on here in the past. It felt very transactional. Now looking back, I see that it was more a problem of what I wanted to do with my channel versus what I was doing. Now, things have changed a lot now, but coming from a very academic-based world, how could I talk about fashion if I don't have a degree? Even though I've read so many books about it, like fashion theory and semiotics of fashion, and I've watched documentaries and I've read magazines, and I've even worked in fashion projects for media purposes and so on, but still that thing that I hate, that label that is the imposter syndrome. At the end of the day, I've loved fashion for as long as I can remember, but another thing holding me back was that I like so many different things. And that led me to think that I didn't have a personality per se. I couldn't exactly pinpoint my style because I had this very squared, limiting belief that I had to stick to just one thing and let that be it for me. I found myself replicating what everyone was doing. Like if people do hauls, let's do hauls. And there's this trend where we have to just all jump on this trend. And it felt exhausting. That didn't feel authentic, and that was not embracing myself. That was just being the shadow of someone else. Trends are even faster. Now we have micro trends. We have so many different decades coexisting in terms of fashion, and that's great because that brings diversity. But sometimes if you don't really know about your true self, it can be very overwhelming. I decided that I wanted to take pause and just learn about myself, and as I told you earlier, I started my journey of healing and learning about myself and the things that I like, and the things that I feel like define me, because I felt like I had to start embracing who I am, no matter what other people think. During this process, I've read a lot, I've learned to journal, and I started obsessing in a good way about this idea of mastering myself, and I started kind of like molding myself, my looks, my style in general, and all that I wanted people to perceive, all coming from inside of me. And I started growing, and that gave me so much power, and it's what I started describing as my timeless essence. Having learned all these things, having all this knowledge now, I feel that's what's pushing me to want to share with a community, because where I live, I currently don't know anyone who shares my interests. I have friends I can go and catch up with, but I'm focused on a different path, and it can feel very isolating. Still, I'm convinced that there are people out there who love the same things I do, and I can share my knowledge with and even learn from them. Now looking back, the comebacks I've tried to make felt pointless, and I feel that it's because of that lack of purpose. So as I said at the beginning of this video, my plan is to, as much as I love to share the things I love about fashion and beauty and lifestyle, I would like to add value, sharing what I've learned during this very long journey, this very long hiatus, if you want to call it that. And it's how to find your essence, find power in it, portrayed through your looks, your style, your decor, the lifestyle that you live. And even though people might find it superficial, the power that all of that brings you, because it really does. It has for me, so I know that it's going to so many of you. Maybe videos on how to curate your style and your wardrobe in the search of your uniqueness. But I would like to introduce it in a more relaxed way. Maybe not so much of a sit-down video, but maybe on a more vlog type format. I want to experiment with the channel. I want to do things that I like to do. My background is in photography and communications, and I feel like I have limited myself all these years in the YouTuber type of style, and I want to try and do things, maybe more cinematic videos and topics about movies and style. I have so many ideas that I don't even know where to start, so that's going to be another topic. I don't know if I'm making any sense. Just say that I want to make fashion content and I want to help you find your essence, and I want to share the things I love and hopefully find so many people like me that like to talk about these things and have meaningful conversations about all these things, because we like it and it's what we enjoy. This is definitely going to be difficult to edit, but I'm very excited for what's to come. This video is basically a felt cute, might delete later. Even though I've been gone from YouTube for so long, I've been posting on Instagram and TikTok all this time, so if you want to catch up and see more things there, you can feel free to do so. I'm very excited. My throat is hurting because I've been talking so much, but it's worth it. I'm really happy to be back, and I hope you're still here, and to those of you who are still here, thank you so much. I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Bye.